The playoffs are about to begin. Who's in, who's out? We will talk about it in just a few moments. First, let's get over the pick'ems. There are just 3 weeks left of the pick'ems, and it's a tight race between a few people. Red Solo Cup and Arkham Fugitives are tied at 46. Factory of Sadness 2 points behind at 44. Dragon Balls and Old Influence and Fester are rounding down the bottom at 43, and then other people are to trail. Now, I have some very unfortunate and sad news, and I'm really pissed. Well, if you haven't read that message post earlier about, it says Swisham rushing yards. Well, yes, you are supposed to get negative points if you have negative yards. And Sean Swisham ran for negative 5 yards, or I don't know what he ran for, but anyway, it wasn't registering it. So I went and looked, and I didn't have the scoring set up correctly to give you negative yard. If you have negative yards, you get negative points. So I adjusted that. It affected the score of only one other game in the whole league. And guess what game that was? That was the game a week ago that Du Bois happened to be involved with and played Dragon Balls. Remember, Dragon Balls won by .05 points because I was going nuts on that last video if you saw it. Well, Matt Glennon, Tampa Bay quarterback, had negative 17 yards. So that gave rushing. He had negative 17 rushing yards. So that gave him negative 1.7 points deducted from his score, which meant the boys won. You know what sucks about it is that clinched the boys making the playoffs and Dragon Ball's now not making the playoffs. But before we did this, we thought it was the opposite. So I'm sorry, Craig, for not making the playoffs, because that sucks. Because now Du Bois is the number 6 seed, I believe, and he has a chance to go to the go to the championship game, which none of us want. We want a new champion. We don't want Robert to win again. You know how much it costs to send that check over to Hawaii? 44 cents, you're right. Or I could just PayPal it if he has PayPal, and it'd be free. Anyway, so let's look at the key finishes to this year. Or not this year, but this week. First, Miami Sharks. I am feeling your pain. My pain's a little worse than yours. I'll explain why. You were 9-0, the last undefeated team in the league. And then you lost, and then you lost, and then you lost, and whatever. So you've lost 4 out of your last 5 games. And that ended up letting you go from the number 1 seed all the way down to the number 4 seed because you lost Red Solo Cup 1 and has more points than you. So now you're the number 4 seed in second place. Here's what's not quite as bad as me. In my other league I'm in, I was in first place all year. Not undefeated and all this. My team really wasn't spectacular. But I was in first place all year. And then this week, I got beat by the guy behind me. He's in first. And not only am I in second and was in first place all year, could have had at least the number 3 seed, I got bumped from the playoffs by a half a game because I have a tie. So I'm in the toilet bowl. You're at least in the playoffs and still have a chance. I'm in the toilet bowl in that league. So, anyway, that sucks. Congratulations, Red Solo Cup. You went from, like, 3rd place to 2nd place to 1st place, and now you're the number 1 seed because you have the most points in the league. Now, the number 3 seed could have been, is now Craig Top, Corey Bottom. Who did you have? Because you choked. I know you choked. Mark had... Oh, wasn't it Factory of Set? No, he had Who the heck? You have Marshawn Lynch. That's who choked for you. Marshawn got bottled up, only got 12.7 points. You only needed 3.5 more points, and you would have won the game and gotten the number 2 seed. Or no, you would have been the number 1 seed. That's all it was. Little, you needed 3.5 more points to be the number 1 seed, and instead you're now the number 3 seed. You got to play Robert, and Robert's team looks pretty tough, and that sucks. I hope your team can nut it up this coming week, Mark. I don't know though. Demaryius Thomas, he could have a good game. Kendall Wright could have a good game because they're going to be throwing it a lot because they're playing the Broncos, I think. Antonio Brown, not so sure. Adrian Peterson, you got to figure he would. Quarterback, E.J. Manuel. Jay Cutler's supposed to be back this week. Do you start him? Do you start Jay Cutler? Or Case Keenum against Jacksonville? I don't know. Jacksonville's defense is pretty tough. So, anyway, you got some decisions to make. Team Gilkison, you have pulled yourself to a 5-game winning streak. You are the number 2 seed, Mr. Gilkison. You crushed the boys. You let the boys know that your team may look tough, but it's not that tough. And I hope that happens again, as Gilkison is the number 2 seed and gets the bye. The number 4 seed is the Miami Sharks. So, Sharks, you will square off against... Oh, wait, no, hold on. Number 6 seed is Du Bois. That's what I already said. So the number 5 seed is Arkham Fugitives. 3 teams in that division. Miami Sharks will square off against the Arkham Fugitives. The Arkham Fugitives has the second most... Is it the second most? Yeah. Second most points in the league. Yet, he's the number 5 seed. Steve Harlan, good luck. I think your team is tough, and I think you might win. I don't know about the whole thing, but I think you have a good shot at least. If Russell Wilson has good games every week, that's your key. Russell Wilson, because he'll be awesome or he'll be not awesome. So, that's a good starting lineup. I'm looking at your roster right now. That's a good starting roster. Le'Veon Bell is starting to come around. Knowshon Moreno, it's a good player to play in place of others. Like, you have a tough decision. You got 4 running backs. Do you sit Ray Rice and play Knowshon Moreno? That's a tough call. I'm glad I don't have to make that call. Anyhow, the what do you call it? Toilet bowl guys? Yeah, here we go. For the toilet bowl, we have Dragon Balls at number 1 seed. Factory of Sadness, number 2 seed. So you guys can just relax this week for your toilet bowl. The number 3 seed looks to be Old Influence. The 4 seed, is it Fester? I think it's Fester. Yep, Fester. The 5 seed, TD Racing, and good old Matty Ice Cold POS rounds out the 6 seed. Wow, my team was awesome this year. So I get to play against the 3 seed, which was Old Influence. Alright, Mike, we'll see what happens. So, who here thought the the Chiefs had a chance to win when they were up? What was the score? 21-7 or something like that? You really still thought there was a shot? It was way too early in the game. There was way too much time left for Peyton Manning to start torching all those Chiefs. Now, here's one thing. I bet if I had the balls, if I saw right, the spread was -4 for the Chiefs, and then -4 for the Broncos, and then the over/under was only 40. 40. I was like, there's no way it's going to be under 40. I would have bet the house that the over is going to be like 60. And it was 63. And then I thought for sure the Broncos would win by at least 2 touchdowns. Luckily, they did win by a touchdown, so they still covered the spread. I would have dominated. I was like, it's a given the Broncos are going to kill the Chiefs. They didn't kill them, but the over/under was pretty high. Anyway, that's it. The playoffs will begin this week. Can you believe it? Down goes the boys this week. Mark, take him out. Do it. I don't know what else to talk about. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's it. It was a crazy day for a lot of fantasy people. I mean, in this league, I really don't care about talking about it because my team sucks. And if my team sucks, I don't care about talking about much about fantasy. So, eat it. Bad luck to everyone. Bye. Well, good luck to everyone. Good luck to at least, you know, Josh or Gilkison or anyone in the playoffs but Robert. We got no three-peat. We will not do it. Have a good week, guys.